Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 196 of our FC Isle of Man series. We're in the final week and the final 5 episodes of the series. I've enjoyed it so much. I cannot wait to go out on a high, and we start incredibly strong this week. We've got a huge Champions League tie against Juventus. We've also got our first real chance at silverware, which is why I'm semi-suited up. The jacket is on the chair behind me because we're not going to tempt fate. We're not going to put that on until we actually get to the cup final, but we actually have a chance to try and win the Carabao Cup. Our reserve side has been in that competition. We're going to try and give them an opportunity to see if they can go all the way and win it this season. Let's not waste too much time. Let's jump in and see how we've gone. So we have jumped forward quite a bit, and we are currently, as you can see, top of the Premier Division table, 2 points clear of Manchester City in second spot, though they have won more games than we have. 26 games played, we've won 16, drawn 8 and lost 2, plus 34 goal difference and 56 points. City behind us, 17 wins, 3 draws and 6 defeats, plus 40 goal difference, so they've taken an advantage there of 6 goals, which is a pretty big swing, and 54 points. If we go back over our previous results, you guys, of course, last saw us draw with Liverpool 1-1 and then beat Tottenham 3-0 in a very good performance. We then drew 0-0 with Brighton, Moneybags Brighton, in a frustrating game where quite a few players didn't play particularly well. We rotated heavily for the FA Cup and won convincingly. We beat Arsenal 3-0 in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, which was great because our backup lineup played and did very, very well. A 1-1 draw in the reverse fixture at the Emirates gets us through to the final, which we'll talk about a bit further today. We drew 2-2 with Leicester and a frustrating run of draws in the Premier Division. Then had a huge victory, an absolutely massive one, 4-3 against Manchester City. We did go 4-2 up in the 93rd minute. They, of course, went up the other end and scored from a corner late on to make it very, very tense. But we did quite well. We took an early lead. They equalised. They went ahead 2-1. Then we equalised again. We went ahead 3-2, went ahead 4-2, and then they brought one back. Max Olsen with a hat-trick, the star of the show in that particular fixture. We beat Swansea 5-2, again with a rotated lineup. Didn't make any subs in this game because we didn't really have to. In the FA Cup 4th round, to continue our progress in that competition, we beat Manchester United 4-2 away from home at Old Trafford in a very good game. They are, of course, particularly strong, but we went 4-1 up. They pulled the goal back as we kind of started to not invite pressure, but we dropped back to positive, tried to keep possession a little bit more, and we soaked up most of the pressure that they brought in the last 20 minutes, which was very, very good for us as well. And then last time out, a 1-1 draw against Everton. A frustrating result, to be honest. Everton didn't have a lot. Both teams scored in the opening 15 minutes, and then we really just struggled to break them down over the remainder of the match. You can kind of see Martinez didn't play particularly well. When he came off the bench, Olsen struggled. Schaefer not having the greatest game ever. So we are getting into situations and scenarios where we are struggling to break teams down, but it's not too bad. The big games, the games against City, the games against United, we've been winning those. And that's where I think our success has been. We haven't lost games, and that's why we've only got 2 defeats, but then 8 draws. It's just those little portions where, potentially we do need someone to break the deadlock. We're through into February as well now, so the squad that we've got is the squad that we're going to finish the season with. We have kept pretty much everyone throughout January. There were a few players that wanted to leave, Jose Santana and Bruno Castro amongst those, but no bids came in, so there wasn't a whole lot we could do. We are slowly getting back to the full squad being available as well. Arnaud Henry's still out with a knock. Lucas Gabriel, he's out for a few weeks. He won't play this first leg, is a maybe for the second leg. Yusuf Balde out for a couple of days as well. We're not going to risk him in this first leg either. Schaefer has been good, really kind of holding it together. He's been the only fit striker that we've had consistently over the last month or so. Max Olsen is back to fitness. Ruben Martinez is in the squad, but not playing particularly well. So the hope is we can, in the next couple of weeks, get everyone back, a fully fit squad, a fully fit lineup, and, really put a charge in for the last 10 games or so of the season. But I'm still confident. I think we can beat Juventus today. I think we can also do well in the Carabao Cup. We will play Chelsea in the final of that competition. So it's a bumper episode for you guys. You're going to get 3 games brought to you in this episode, both legs of the first knockout round in the Champions League, the Carabao Cup final as well, and we're going to play 3 games off screen, which I'll bring the results for also against Liverpool, Leeds and Aston Villa in the FA Cup to hopefully continue our run in each of those competitions. Let's not waste too much time though, let's go and have a look at the lineups for the first leg against Juventus. So, as you guys can see here, we've got Mancini in goal, Esteban and Pooch will be the defensive partnership, Carlos Andre at left wing back, Furkan Yilmaz at right wing back, filling in for the injured Lucas Gabriel, Taylor fills in for the injured Arnaud Henry as the deep lying playmaker, Temperini will be the Messiah alongside him, Cisse on the left wing, Blaze on the right wing, who's been fantastic for us through this period, Schaefer will play as the deep lying forward, and Olsen, our leading scorer for the season, leads the line up top. Juventus, they're playing a 4-2-3-1 or a variation of it with 2 defensive midfielders because every big club plays a 4-2-3-1 in Football Manager 2020, in case you hadn't noticed. They have some very, very good players. Sid, I think, or Kid, I don't know, let's go with Sid. He was the best player in Serie A last season. And he started this year fantastically well as well. 7.62 is an average rating in the Italian League. In the Champions League, 7.12 is an average rating. 5-star current and potential ability for the Brazilian right winger. A whole bunch of caps to his name. He looks to be a very, very good prospect. Came through at, I think that's Cruzeiro, and then Anderlecht over in Belgium for a little bit, and he's been at Juventus for the last 8 seasons. He'll be one to keep an eye on. He's going to try and supply their leading scorer, Pepe, up top, who again looks solid, not super spectacular. He's had quite the career. He was at Real Madrid first, and then he went to China for a little bit, came back to Europe through Roma, then was at Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, now Juventus for the last 3 seasons. 4-star current and potential ability for the pressing forward. He looks decent, and he is in decent form so far this season. 7.05 and 3 goals in 6 Champions League appearances so far this season. They got Rolf Roos at the back as well. We do remember him from his days at his days at Southampton. He was there for quite a while. We actually looked at buying him when he was back at PSV Eindhoven. Just couldn't afford him. His wages were too high for when we wanted to bring him across. Southampton picked him up, had him for 6 seasons, and he made a jump across to Juventus last season, where he's played pretty well. 7.36 average rating over 35 appearances in his first year, 7.37 in 20 appearances this year. He looks to have taken his game to another level. So they're going to have a good about them, but I think we can beat them, particularly at home. We are going to go attacking, we are going to go after it in the first leg, and we're going to passionately tell everyone, great opportunity to show the pundits that they are right to back you up. And most have responded positively. Really, the first leg doesn't kill us all that much, because I think we are set up at the moment in a good tactic, our positive structure to keep possession well away from home and to absorb a bit of pressure, and it's been working against the likes of City and United, who I think are a step up in quality to Juventus. First highlight of the match here, Yilmaz comes forward and then puts a strike side ending. I cannot wait for FM21. They've been talking a lot about features throughout the course of the week and over the weekend about players with certain traits not looking to shoot from wide areas, and if that improves, that will be absolutely fantastic from a gameplay perspective. Throw in here for Juventus, all the way back to Roos though, who looks to walk forward into midfield. He goes all the way back to Jorge Luis, the goalkeeper, and Olsen's going to get there first. Can he find the finish? Dribbles it into the back of the empty net. The keeper has had an absolute mare there, but I will take it. I will take whatever goals I can get in today's episode, as long as we get good results. 17th goal of the season for him. Wonderful stuff. George Lewis just takes a poor touch and then just walks in front of it. If that happened at the other end and Mancini did that, I would be furious. I would probably be turning the game off. But Olsen will take it, and then he pulls out the old bow and arrow celebration as he peels towards the corner flag and the away fans. Throw in here, left-hand side. Carlos Andre in possession now. Deep ball across, George Luis, or Jorge Luis, however you would say that one. Good save. Is he going to put the ball on the deck and we can tackle him again? No, he's gone long forward instead. And Denan takes a lovely touch around Furkan Yilmaz, and then thankfully his drive from the edge of the area. Pretty wild, never really looked like challenging the goal. Throw in, right-hand side, Yilmaz to take. Finds Taylor, but he loses out to Acosta, who looks to send Pepe down to the left-hand channel. First real 1v1 chance he's had. Still in possession as the numbers flood forward to support him. Great recovery there from Blaze. Cuts out the pass. He's got men either side of him. Can he find the cutback? Oh, no, he goes the shot from the wide area. And to be fair, I don't think he'd be one of the people that would not look for shots from wide areas. I think he tries to score from wherever he can. We've also used a demand more shout with about 10 minutes remaining in the half. Free kick to be taken by Blaze towards back post. Esteban was in there. Acosta clears it long. Carlos Andre should be able to reset down this left-hand side for us. He's got Cisse there in support. Finds him now. Temperine looks for Carlos Andre on the overlap. Headed away by the Juventus defence, only as far as Cisse though. Andre with the ball towards Olsen. It's cleared. Denan now on the far side for Juventus, so they get to come the other way. Taylor with a lovely tracking run to slow him down. Jäger into Acosta. Jäger, good overlapping ball there for Ferrari, the left fullback. Cut back to Denan. Now Jäger, this is the best passage of play we've seen from Juventus so far. Mercado, switch out to Ferrari. Might be getting forward a little bit here. Furkan Yilmaz was there, and then it's Sid, the man we spoke about in the preview before the game, his 10th goal of the season. It's really the first highlight that we've seen from Juventus. And they're saying that Furkan Yilmaz missed an interception, which I don't know if I 100% saw in the build-up, to be completely honest with you. Ferrari with a good ball across there, and then Sid just with the powerful header back across the keeper. Carlos Andre's probably not tight enough to him, and to be honest, it's a frustrating one because it's their first real shot that they've had. At halftime, 8 shots, 3 on target, 51% possession for the Isle of Man, 3 shots, 2 on target, 49% for Juventus. Assertively, I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance out there, and everyone's responded positively. I always feel like when I tell them that I'm disappointed, I have to change something tactically. So we're going to go to the positive structure. Let's just see how this compares with the first half. Blaze with a wide free kick, and it's towards back stick. Someone's gone down in the box. They're going to go have a chat with VAR, And Rolf Roos has given away the penalty. I'm not sure who he fouled, but it's going to be Henri Blaise with the chance to score from the penalty spot. And it's a great save from George Luis, it must be said. Got down to his left-hand side. We just have a terrible run rate with penalties. Looking at other games, Bayer Leverkusen have taken a lead away to Barcelona. Bayern Munich currently leading Sassuolo as well. And we've hit the hour mark, so we're going to hit pause. We're going to sort by average rating. You can see Blaise down to a 6.3 just because of that penalty miss. He's not played poorly. The Pooch also struggling a little bit. We might take him off just because of that yellow card as well. And then Carlos Andre not playing particularly well. Uli Schaefer not playing particularly well. Cisse, Yilmaz. There's quite a few players that aren't having their best games. I'm going to passionately say I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference. And have we seen any highlights of our own since the second half? We'll give it 10 more minutes and then maybe we switch back to our attacking structure. Really push for a winner in the last 10 minutes or so. 1-1 doesn't kill us, but it's not great. Wide free kick, Castro to take this time. Right footed ball towards backstick, Taylor with the header, but George Luis again with a good save. If not for his absolute clanger, he's had a pretty good game, the Juve stopper. Good ball out to Denan as well on the left-hand side. Into Jaeger. Now Dan on the overlap, finds Denan again. Cut back towards backstick, Sid again with the header. Sid's touched the ball twice as far as this game's concerned, and he's scored twice. His 11th goal of the season. Denan with the assist, both down the right-hand side, both crosses getting into the box, and both times Sid pretty much wide open at far post. It's a good ball across there from Denan, and Sid, no one near him. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit pause now. It's a little bit earlier than what I would normally do it, and then we are going to make this tactical tweak. We're going to go positive, right, and we're going to... Cisse wants to come off, or doesn't want to come off, but he's playing poorly. We're going to go inverted wingers on support. And let's just really get aggressive. Let's say we've got faith in him. Let's also use, instead of demand more, a get creative shout. There's an immediate highlight here, and it's Juventus in possession, which is always terrifying. Harold has won the ball back, though. Taylor, across to Gazmi. What can he do from a deep area? Mancini in possession. Over to Esteban. And now out to Carlos Andre on the left-hand side. Can he come forward and try and make up for... Pretty poor defensive effort, stopping Sid. Good ball across, it pinballs around, and I think it might have come off a defender there for Juventus. Didn't quite cross the line though. But good pressure, we're at least creating chances. We've got to throw now on the right. Furkan Yilmaz in possession. Taylor resets through Gazmi. Looks to burst forward into midfield, switches it out towards the left-hand side. Carlos Andre gets a ball in. Cleared it only as far as Taylor. He's got a chance here again. Look for Yilmaz on the right-hand side. Can we get a ball across, boys? Yilmaz cuts it back to Castro, back to Taylor, to Olsen, and he's going to get brought back for offside. It was lovely play, though. Lovely little one-touch triangles around the top of the 18-yard box there. So we know where the back of the net is. Can we try and find an equaliser with a few minutes remaining? We're going to hit demand more as we head into injury time. There is a highlight here. Juve in possession. Dan, who I think used to play for Chelsea, now on the pitch and in midfield. Jaeger to Pepe. Now Lopez, reverse pass to Denan. It's a poor effort there from Furkan Yilmaz, and thankfully Mancini equal to the strike, saves and holds at his near post. 3 additional minutes, which we're through now, and the referee calls full time. It's a disappointing result, I'm not going to lie. 20 shots, 10 on target, 56% possession. 6 shots, 5 on target, 44% of the ball for Juventus. 2 highlights really for them, and 2 goals. That missed penalty absolutely killed our momentum. I thought we were the better side in the first half, but once we missed that penalty, it really kind of didn't come forward for us again. Calmly, I'm going to say you weren't good enough today, and at least everyone's responded motivated, which is absolutely fine. I'm not going to blame the reload curse. I'm not going to say we walked away from the game, because I think we had our chances. Maybe I just didn't manage it that well, making too many tactical adjustments. Barcelona smashed 3 goals in the last 20 minutes to take a 3-1 advantage in the first tie against Bayer Leverkusen. Inter and Porto played out a 0-0 draw, which is surprising. Leeds fell to PSG 2-0. City won 2-0 away at Schalke, which is a big result for them. It does mean we have to pick ourselves back up for a tough tie in a couple of days against Liverpool. We're going to play the Liverpool and Leeds games off screen. Magic editing though, we're going to jump forward to the Carabao Cup Final, and we'll go through the lineups for that one. Alright, just like that, we're a couple of weeks ahead. I'll go through our results and stuff that were played off screen before the Juventus game, because they've annoyed me and I don't want to focus on them. But we have a Carabao Cup Final, which means we're going to grab this bad boy from back here. I'm actually curious, based on some of the results we've just gone, if maybe even having it on the back of the chair is too close to having it on, which you of course can't do. You can't suit up if you're not in a cup final. So maybe it was just too close to me. Maybe I need to throw it to the other side of the room for the second leg against Juventus, and that'll help get us through. But I need to focus because we've got a Carabao Cup final against a very, very strong Chelsea side. Now, we've played a couple of different iterations of this Chelsea team over the last few years. Frank Lampard was back there for a little bit. Zidane was there briefly. I think in the very early stages of our Premier League journey, they also had Pochettino for a little while as well. It's Thomas Lemar, the Atletico Madrid winger, is now their current coach. They play this flat 4-4-2. It's very similar to like Diego Simeone's real-life Atletico Madrid side, so I don't know if like that's coded into the game, that Lamar's picked up those traits playing under him during his playing career, but they have a very good lineup, a very strong one as well. They haven't got, by the looks of it, Stephen Campbell, who's arguably one of the better fullbacks in the entirety of the game, which could be good for us. They've got some good defenders, though, in the group. They've got Demiroz here, who'll be kind of the playmaker at the base of midfield. Expect him to drop off quite a bit and just ping balls over the top for wingers and for forwards. He's always a player that gives us a few different problems. Plays alongside Indicachea, who was like their superstar signing from a few seasons ago, £102 million from Barcelona back when we were first coming into the Premier Division, and he's been excellent over sevens pretty much every season that they've had him, so he's got a lot of quality. Christian Fer we've played against quite a few times back when he was at Red Bull Leipzig when we won the Europa League, and again since he joined Chelsea as well over the last few seasons. He's a very good player, and he'll play alongside Thomas Fleischmann. It's an all-German front two. He's also a very, very good player. Came through at Schalke as well, which is proving to be a very, very strong academy in 2040. They seem to have all the right setup going in terms of being a competitive squad. The 4-4-2 I'm not super worried about. I think our 4-4-2 matches up well with theirs because we tend to deal more with pockets of space. Our wing-backs are a little bit further forward, so it should deal with their two wingers. Our inverted wingers, of course, are going to cut inside, which are going to create overlaps both out wide and in the middle as well. So I am confident, but we are playing with our reserve lineup mostly. Mainly because of injuries, knocks here, there, and everywhere. We've got a couple of players that are starting that potentially wouldn't otherwise. But it's Paul Brady in goal. Jamie Warburton wears the captain's armband alongside Gazmi at the back. Connor Medjugorje and Esteban are going to fill in as the fullbacks. Esteban can do a right-back role. Furkan Yilmaz is suspended for this match. He picked up yellow cards in the semi-finals, and Lucas Gabriel isn't 100% fit, and I don't really want to force him. Even though this is a cup final, I do want to try and get through to the Champions League, so I think that's the priority, getting him fit for the Juventus match. Santana's going to play alongside Taylor at the base of midfield. Harold is the left winger. Castro is the right winger. Schaefer and Olsen up top. Like I'm saying that it's a backup lineup. Most of these players started in our side last year. Like Gazmi was in our starting 11 last season. Taylor was in our starting 11. Santana won the Champions League starting in the centre of midfield. Castro and Harold were our starting wingers last year. Schaefer was our starting number 10. Olsen was our leading scorer. So it's not that weak, even though there is quite a few players here that you can see, just based on their numbers, their squad numbers itself, they aren't usually in our starting 11 and our starting lineup. But we want to get a good result. We want to hopefully not turn around our form. It's not been horrific, but we want to hopefully continue getting good results and hopefully getting our first trophy in the cabinet. Passionately, we're going to say we owe Chelsea after what happened in our last match. They are one of two sides, Chelsea and Tottenham, that have beaten us in the league this season. We might also set this up to view their formation just to keep an eye on if they make any changes and adjustments. They have for the last 5 years or so played a 4-2-3-1. It's only this season they've really made the adjustment to the 4-4-2. So we know they've got it up their sleeve. First highlight of the match though, Santana in possession here coming forward. Nearly lost it in midfield, but we do win it back. Esteban getting forward, the big centre back. Cuts it back to Santana. He loses out to Indicachea, but Esteban does well to win it back in a great area. Castro, can he find the cut back? Looks for Santana at the edge of the area. Ball towards Harold, back stick in his header. Didn't have that much pace on it, but it looked like it might have snuck in far post. Keeper did scramble late, but just beyond the far post. Throw in left-hand side. First we've seen of Chelsea in possession. Coming forward now into Giroud, not that one, a different one. Olivier Giroud not playing at 55, would you believe it? Paul Brady comes out and claims. The ball over the top wasn't great. Good switch out towards Harold here, left-hand side. Ball into midfield is poor. Indicachea puts it forward to Fer, who's gotten goal side. Brady with a big, huge save, and then Fleischmann gets to the rebound first, though. 20th goal of the season for the German. It's pretty poor in a couple of different ways here. We're going to look at Harold give away the ball. Sloppy pass in the midfield, which is terrible. Indicachea just puts it into a good area, and Fer got himself goal side. Brady's save can only push it out to the right, and Fleischmann, already on his toes, gets out there first and slides it into the back of the empty net for a 1-goal advantage for Chelsea. First real highlight that we've seen for them. Bit frustrating, but that's fine. We're just going to take a deep breath. We're going to regroup a little bit, maybe at halftime. Well, hopefully we'll create something before halftime and restore parity. Warburton with a deep free kick here towards Harold. Medjugorje now. Cross ball to Santana at the base of midfield. Looks to break over to Olsen. Back to Santana again. Now Castro finds Olsen. Gets past one. Gets a shot in, but Lucas Raphael with a good save. I think it was going wide even though it had to beat the keeper. We're through 30 minutes. We're going to use the Get Creative shout. Mix it up. We've got a free kick immediately. Castro looks towards backstick. Gasmy was there and he does get a strike on target, but Lucas Raphael, again, with a very good save. I'm not sure what we do in the second half. Statistically speaking, we're creating a lot. We haven't had that many highlights, but we do have one here. Santana, wide right area, loses the ball out to Gio, which he's done quite a few times in the highlights we've seen. Long ball forward here to Fer. Gasmy with a good header puts it forward for Esteban. Santana, now Castro, reverse pass to Olsen. Can he get it back on his favoured left foot? He goes near post and the keeper again equal to it. Maybe he could have squared that one up. His strike partner was careening into the box. Castro with the corner, headed away by Kovacic. Santana, edge of the area, across down to Taylor. Back to Taylor again, reverse pass to Schaefer. It gets tackled, falls to Harold though. Can he find a cutback? He can't. It's closed down well, sends it out for another corner. We're keeping up some pressure here on Chelsea. Harold to take, looks towards back post. There's a few bodies in there, but it's cleared away. Gannon's going to come forward now for Chelsea. Looks for Fer on the left-hand side. Just stand him up, boys. Esteban with a tactical foul. And he picks up a yellow card, which is we have to be a bit wary of. Ball in here, finds Demiroz. Now Kovacic. Over on the left-hand side, looks to cut in. Fer, now to Gio. Reverse pass to Fer, who's gotten goal side and found the finish. We're getting torn apart here. We're getting absolutely torn apart. And it's not been a good episode. We'll talk maybe at the end of this episode about the results we've just had, but it's one of those very frustrating things about FM20. Roll on FM21. Hopefully they've figured out, different ways to calculate form in the game. We were in decent form going into this episode, but unfortunately, it's just all come off once we've gone to reload and start recording. Half time, 4 shots, 3 on target, 39% possession for Chelsea, 2-0 up. 13 shots, 7 on target, 61% of the ball for the Isle of Man. I'm going to aggressively say, show me something else in the second half. And then we're also going to say, let's go positive. And you can see here, we've got some 6.3s, 6.4s. Let's make those adjustments. Cisse can come on now. Martinez can come on now because we really don't have many other options up front. And some would say risky to make 2 subs at half time, but really we want to go after it a little bit here. Santana. In the second half, he's been busy. He's given the ball away, though, in some poor positions, it must be said. Martinez with a good turn. Can he find the cutback? No, he's tackled, and then Giroud just clears it out for the corner kick. Corner to be taken by Castro. Right-footed ball towards back stick. Again, we've just been poor from corners. I think every corner we've gone back stick. Every corner they've flicked on a header to Gannon, who's come flying forward. Taylor wins it back in a good area, though. Martinez has a man on the far side, but it's actually brought back for offside, which is disappointing. Maybe he could have let it run to one of the other players. Throw in on the right. Esteban to take. Castro now across to Taylor. Reverse passes there for Cisse. Finds it now. Can he find the cutback? Gannon with a good challenge. Clears it long. Medjidou should get the chance to put the ball back in. Can we find a square ball? Castro's there. Flick on header towards Martinez near post. And Lucas Raphael, again, fantastic save. Right on his goal line. It had a hell of a lot of power on it as well. I'm not sure physics-wise how he's managed to get that out for the corner, but he has. Santana, good challenge, but it's going to fall again to Chelsea. Martinez does well to track. Can he get the ball back in? He's really the guy I would want on the end of the cross. Overlap here from Esteban, right-hand side. The highlight doesn't even come. Lucas Raphael, goal kick forward here. Good header there by Esteban, but it falls to Indicachea. Reverse pass to Fer, who's gotten goal side again on this left-hand side. Brady with a good save that time, forces it out for the goal kick. Oh no, sorry, for the corner kick. Here we go. Indicachea, left-footed corner to be taken. Looks towards far post. Gasmy with a good header away. Now Castro can come forward. If we work the ball correctly here, we might have a 3v2. Wide right area. Can he get a good ball back in the box? Fer tracked him the entire way and then gave away a very deep free kick. We don't even see that follow-up free kick, even though it was in a dangerous position. 60 minutes. We're going to hit pause. We've got one more sub up our sleeve. Let's go back to attacking. Gasmy's apparently played poorly. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. We'll bring on the pooch. We've got 30 minutes remaining to try and find 2 goals and send this one to extra time. We're going to use a get creative shout. And don't get me wrong, Chelsea are a very, very good team. I'm not downplaying how strong their lineup is, and I know we have rotated quite a bit. But again, it just feels like we're not doing the things that we were doing well when we played the game over the weekend. Castro, tackled by Giroud, switch out to the right-hand side. Kovacic in possession now. Harold's right there with him. Good tackle, actually, wins it back. Warburton. Now Medjidou over to Cisse. Martinez with a flick on header, but it's only as far as Lucas Raphael. Now here comes Chelsea the other way. Quero in midfield, bursting forward. Had a little reverse pass there. Goes back to Gio on the left-hand side instead. Just stand him up, boys. Don't do anything silly. Ball into Fleshman. It's 3-0. It just feels like every time Chelsea come forward, it looks like they're going to score. And it looks like every time we're in possession, we're just trying to get the ball forward as quickly as possible and not doing anything particularly constructive with it. It would not shock me if we had grand plans for this week about winning 4 trophies and, making it through to the Champions League final, that we'd fall at the first hurdle. It won't surprise me if Juventus turn around and beat us 5-1 on aggregate or something ridiculous like that. Throw in, left-hand side here for Chelsea. Surely the damage couldn't get any worse. Guillaume, reverse pass here to Fer, who's been very busy, it must be said. Esteban's there, and it's a ball back across. Brady clears it off the line, and then we manage to scramble it out. Gannon might put it back in, but the highlight mercifully comes to an end. City have taken a lead in their game against Brighton, which will see them go top of the division. We'll talk about that at the end of this. Brady's spilled the ball and Demiroz has just knocked it home for their 4th goal. We're getting absolutely torn apart here in this cup final. Maybe I should have gone full strength lineup. Maybe that's the lesson to be learned. But we know that our reserve squad won the Carabao Cup before and they beat some good teams on the way to that. So I'm not sure what the big change is. Brady, I can't say has had a great game because he hasn't. But neither's or any of the defence. Warburton's apparently played poorly. Esteban's not had a great game, albeit filling in at right back. Cisse's not played well off the bench. Gazmi had a 6.2 for whatever reason. It's not a great performance. And highlight would look like it was going to flash up there from the corner. Kovacic with the ball back across over the crossbar. And credit to Chelsea, 4-0 winners in a cup final. It's always impressive to see, but I just can't help but feel this is a missed opportunity for us. Pooch out to Castro, over to Esteban, reverse pass to Pooch, now Taylor. Switch out to the right-hand side, Simpson-Starkey. Castro now can come forward. Can we get anything back just to save face a little bit, boys? Medjidou, wide left area. Ball towards back stick. Batch with the flick on header. Esteban, reverse pass to Castro. Get the ball in the box, lads. What are we doing? Santana, switch out to the left. Cisse with a flick on header to Medjidou. Cross towards Martinez. Knockdown for Schaefer. Pinballs around a little bit and then they managed to scramble it away. Referees called full time as well. A 4-0 defeat. Absolutely disgusting. Aggressive. Far from pleased with that result. Everybody is at least responded motivated. That's probably the silver lining that we could go with then. Let's go and have a look at our results and let's see what's actually happened since we did it. So Chelsea lift the Carabao Cup. Christian Fer gets a 9.4 match rating and wins it. The manager slams the team. Yeah, I did. That's very true. Now let's look at where we were at going into this session, which wasn't perfect by any stretch. Tottenham had beat us, but we had a great January period, had a decent start to February. Come in, reload today. We've lost to Juventus. We've drawn 3-3 with Liverpool. That one wouldn't frustrate me if not for the fact that we were 3-1 up and then they scored 2 headers in the 54th minute and then, of course, in the 92nd minute when only a minute of added time was originally signalled. Then we might beat Leeds 1-0. That's a good result. Yusuf Balde getting a goal on his return from injury. And then a 4-0 defeat out of nowhere. And don't get me wrong, I know form's fluid and whatever else, and sometimes you do clash with big sides. But where has that come from? Like, where has us conceding 4 goals come from? It's not happened at any point throughout the rest of the season. We're only outbeaten twice in all competitions. 3 times in all competitions because Inter did beat us in the Champions League. Just feels like it comes out of nowhere. We've got Aston Villa in the FA Cup. We're going to play that one off screen. I was originally going to play our backup lineup again, give them a chance in the FA Cup, but I'm thinking now maybe we have to go a little bit stronger and maybe we try and go with the same lineup that's going to play the Juventus game just to try and get them fit and ready to go and ready to play in that big contest because I think that's a key deficit that we need to try and turn around. Magic of editing though, when you jump forward to the second leg against Juve now. Alright, just like that, we are a little bit further forward. FA Cup game, 5th round tie against Aston Villa, who are in the Championship. What do you think happened? We went down to 10 men, 15 minutes in. What do you think happened after that? I mean, we won 5-2, but still, like, just the game. Some days it's just not working for you and you just got to walk away from it. But unfortunately, we're creating content, so we've got to record it. We've got to finish the session. We've got to play this game against Juventus where we have to overturn a 2-1 first leg deficit away from home. It's challenging. It's very challenging. We fall down to our second in the Premier Division as well. We do have a game in hand, but unless we win that game by 12 goals, we will stay behind Manchester City. Their goal difference has just been ridiculous lately. Some of their wins, look at all those 4s. Like, that's crazy. If we don't overturn this leg against Juventus, we're out of the Champions League. We're runners-up in the Carabao Cup. We've got a quarter-final draw against Arsenal. Whereas, United are probably going to get Sheffield United, Man City are probably going to get Newcastle, Chelsea have Leeds. It's been a tough session, I'm not going to lie. If we can turn this around and get a good result, I will forget all about it and it will be a fantastic session. But it's been difficult, it's been tricky. We are close to getting back to full fitness as well. Yusuf Balde really the only starter that's still out. He just keeps picking up knocks. He's had a horrific run with injuries this year. Paul Harold's got a knock, but I don't think he would have started anyway. We're going to try and get Arnaud Henry through this match. He's not fully fit. Lucas Gabriel only suggested to get through 75 minutes. But, really, if we don't win, we're out of Europe. We're going to have to go after it. We're going to have to try and get our strongest possible lineup out there, which I think is pretty close to what we got here. Maybe a couple of questions around who plays as the deep line forward, but I think we are in a good position and ready to go. All right, so tentatively, we have just ditched the jacket We're ditching the tie. We're just going back to the shirt setup. Maybe that jacket's cursed. Maybe that's why we've had all these issues. But this is the lineup that we're going to go with. Mancini in goal, Esteban and Pooch as the defensive partnership, Carlos Andre and Gabriel as the fullbacks, Arnaud Henry is the deep line playmaker, Temperini is the Messiah alongside him, Cisse is the advanced playmaker on the left, Blaze is the right winger cutting in, Schaefer will play as the deep line forward, and Olsen leads the line as the advanced forward and our leading scorer for the season. It is close to a full strength lineup. If we can't overturn this deficit with this team, I'm not 100% sure if we could overturn the deficit. Maybe Balde coming in at deep line forward would be the only other change. But come on, lads, we've got to try and overturn it. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 because every big club plays a 4-2-3-1. Goal scorer in the first half, Sid's now playing up front. Pepe, who played up front last time, is now over on the right. Roos has moved to right back. Acosta, Yeager, anchor midfield, playing a little bit higher up than they did in the first half. So they might be coming out a little bit more. It is Zinedine Zidane's Juventus. It's not Antonio Conte, who I think it was last time we played Juve. Passionately, we're going to say, avenge what happened last time we played them. I'm going to passionately also say, I have faith in you, get out there and make a difference. And come on, boys, let's see if we can turn this around. Let's try and keep the Champions League dream alive for another season. First highlight of the match, it starts in our possession, forward from the goal kick. Pooch with a switch out towards Lucas Gabriel. Comes forward on the right-hand side. He has got a ton of pace and can beat a man, and his strike wasn't bad. George Lewis, again with a good save. He was phenomenal in the first tie. Looks like Carlos Andre's already picked up a knock, and we're inside the first 10 minutes, which is shattering. We do thankfully have Conor Medjugorje on the bench. Not that he played well last time out. Mancini out to the Pooch. Switch out here to Henri Blaise. This could be an area I think we're going to get success. Him cutting in on that side and dragging multiple defenders with him. Skips past a couple. Gets to the byline. Can he find the cutback? And George Lewis again with a great save. Blaise just ran pretty much a full letter G across the pitch to eventually get that strike away, and then falls at the last hurdle with the keeper stopping it. Deep throw in here again with Blaise, and again he immediately sets off towards the middle to try and drag defenders across. Can he give the ball to someone? Cisse, now Temperini, now the switch over to Lucas Gabriel. He's dragged defenders away from him. It's a good strike, and George Lewis again with a very good save. Puts it out for the corner flag. Pressure so far in the opening 25 minutes has been excellent. Blaise with the header in, and Uli Schaefer, we kind of ummed and ahed about whether we were going to play him, and they've said that George Lewis has to take responsibility. Came out to get the ball and didn't get there. Blaise with a fantastic corner, and Schaefer had just peeled off the shoulder of a few defenders. It's a big pack of players in there, and it's George Lewis who's been excellent so far in this match. Comes out, swings at nothing, and Schaefer gets the simplest header home for a 1-goal advantage on 27 minutes. We are now through the 30-minute mark. We're going to hit demand more, and we've got a highlight here. First one really in possession for Juventus. They've looked to send Sid in behind. Wide right area's got no support to speak of. Carlos Andre's given away a penalty for no fucking reason. He was going nowhere. He was 100% guaranteed to shoot side netting in that position. And now we've just given them a penalty for no reason. Acosta, from the spot, sends Mancini the wrong way. Okay, what doesn't kill us here, right, is if we get this to 2-1, our advantage, away from home, it's basically the same result as the first leg, and we could go to extra time. What a dumb challenge. Has he made that challenge? Is he more likely to make that challenge because he's carrying a knock? Is that how the game works? And why am I asking questions about how the game works about 3 days before the beta's probably about to drop? Mancini here, out to the Pooch. Good ball over to Blaise, who has gotten goal side. Can he find the square ball back across? He goes the shot from the wide area. Get to the byline and cut it back. Max Olsen's wide open. Roos throwing on the right-hand side. Acosta, who scored from the penalty spot, right there with him. Back to Roos. Tries to send one in. Schaefer's going to get there first and skips past one challenge. He's got a couple of defenders dropping with him. Wide left angle. Lewis with a good save, and then they get it away. Blaise might get another chance at it. Cut back to Lucas Gabriel. Highlight comes to an end. 2 minutes additional time, which we're through now. So at halftime, 3 shots, 2 on target, 58% possession for Juventus. 10 shots, 7 on target, 42% of the ball for the Isle of Man. Passionately, we're going to say. Pleased with how things are going. And then we're going to take off Carlos Andre. 1, because he gave away the penalty. 2, because he's got a knock. And we just really can't afford to risk carrying too many passengers here in the second half. It is an early time to make a sub though, but we'll give it another 15 minutes, look at making a second sub. Hopefully someone that can break this current deadlock. It would be so frustrating if we get knocked out of Europe based on a side that's had 3 highlights across the tie. Acosta loses out here to Cisse, who sends Schaefer down wide left. Schaefer having a great game. And he tries the strike from the wide area. Just try and cross it to Max Olsen. He's in the middle. It was that S&S combo. It threw me off there for a second. Cisse and Schaefer. We're through the hour mark, so we're going to hit pause. Olsen, it looks like, has had a poor game. We're going to bring on Martinez, who's not really having the best season, it must be said. He's probably firmly 4th choice, but he's a big boy, and he can cause issues against lineups that don't deal with the threat out of the air. We're going to also use a get creative shout. We do have one more sub up our sleeve to hold on for the last 10 minutes or so. Looks like Barcelona might be about to go out. But Bayer Leverkusen have missed a penalty in that tie, but Barca are down to 10. Could go either way. I've got one more sub up our sleeve. What can we do? Who wants to try and make themselves a hero? Lucas Gabriel has to come off. He's on 68% condition. I'm concerned if we push on and try and go for a winner, knowing that Furkan Yilmaz is there as a fresh leg defensive option. I think we would leave ourselves too open at the back. So we're going to make that change and we're going to hit demand more. Come on, boys. 10 minutes to try and turn around our season. Deep free kick here for Juventus. Towards backstick. Roos is there. Thankfully, straight at Mancini. If we get this out quickly... we don't. The highlight comes to an end. Wide free kick, though. Blaze to take towards back post. And it's Pooch with the header back across goal. Third goal of the season for the Frenchman. The two Frenchmen combined. Blaze with a wonderful, wonderful free kick. His set-piece delivery has brought us back into this tie. And with only a few minutes remaining, we have equalised on aggregate. Pooch with the header back across the keeper. A wonderful effort. And is there any late drama to be had in this one? I mean, that is late drama, but 4 additional minutes of injury time to be had. Are there any late highlights before we go to extra time? Throwing on the right here, 94 minutes played. Henri in possession, switch out towards Cisse, wide left area. He's got fullbacks there in Medjugorje. Cuts back to him now towards Martinez. Knock back down for Medjugorje towards back post. It's cleared away. Yilmaz will get another chance at it. Ball towards Martinez near post. That was his chance. That was the big Mexican's chance to try and win it. And just as that highlight finishes, they call full time. 10 shots, 7 on target, 55% possession for Juventus. 16 shots, 12 on target, 45% of the ball for Isle of Man. We've forced extra time. Passionately, we're going to say, we've been the better team. Keep doing what you've been doing and we'll be fine. And then I'm also going to tell the front two, I think there's a lot more to come from them. And thankfully, they have responded perfectly. Come on, boys. We're forced extra time. We've got a deep free kick here again. Blaze with the delivery towards the Pooch. It's cleared away. Jimenez now for Juventus. Acosta bursting forward in midfield. We've got a drop, boys. Send it out wide right to Sid, who may have changed positions in the tactical adjustment. Medjugorje with a great tracking run and challenge. Cisse now to Esteban. Switches a dangerous one, I'm not going to lie, but finds its way to Blaze. Now Yilmaz comes forward, plays in Martinez, wide right area. Schaefer's in the box if he can work it to him. Falls to Martinez again, now Yilmaz. Cross towards backstick towards Cisse, back across the keeper. 16th goal of the season for Ibrahim Cisse. And I ummed and ahed a bit about that last substitution. If Lucas Gabriel taking him off was the right decision. Furkan Yilmaz has come up with an absolutely huge assist. Martinez did very well to stay on his feet after 2 sliding challenges. And this ball here from Yilmaz, phenomenal. Finds the open Cisse, heads it back across goal. George Luis did get a big chunk of it, but we take our first advantage in the tie, 4-3. And maybe head on aggregate. Do they have to score? I don't know how this works. If after extra time it goes to 3-2, we still go through on away goals? Potentially. Wide free kick here for Juventus. Vidovsek, I think the name is, towards back post. Blaze with the long ball forward. Martinez will bring it down. Just slow down. You've got players bursting forward to try and support you. Instead, he just smashes it home. Do whatever you want, Ruben. Don't worry about me telling you what to do. 9th goal of the season for the big Mexican target man. And he has rifled this one in from the edge of the 18-yard box. This is not his game, all right? Bringing the ball down. He's the guy that flicks it on. He skips past one challenge, gets the 18-yard box. Look at the size of him in comparison with the 2 fullbacks. And he just leathers that one home. Surely, at 4-1 up, we have secured our passage through to the next knockout round. Still a half to go, though. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Maybe we drop back to positive. Let's just drop the intensity a little bit, try and keep possession. Blaze has gotten injured. Oh, shit, this isn't good. So we're going to go down to 10 men. Hopefully that's not too bad an injury. I can't... Oh, do I get an extra sub? Oh, I get an extra sub in injury time. I didn't know that. Fantastic. All right, so we can bring on Bruno Castro. We're not going to go down to 10 men. And we're also going to use Old Faithful, a demand more shout. Just give everyone some focus through to full time. That's all we really need. Cisse with the corner here towards the edge of the area. Temperini's there. He's got a square man across. Instead, he goes to strike himself and he clips the far post. He's been quiet over the last month or so, Temperini, in terms of both performances and average ratings. Would have been a huge goal if he had added it to it. Castro finds Temperini again. Can he get the strike away? Does try and force one. It's closed down well by the Juventus line. And now they come forward. Henri with a lovely tracking run. He's done fantastically well. His first start in probably a month or so. And what a result. What a performance. All right, see how shit this episode's been. And now I'm just happy because we've had a good result to continue our Champions League campaign. 12 shots, 7 on target, 54% possession for Juventus. 22 shots, 15 on target, 46% of the ball for Isle of Man. 4-1 victors on the day. A goal in the 88th minute, a goal in the 92nd minute, and a goal in the 104th minute of extra time. passionately we are going to say what a comeback that was, a superb effort, and everyone has done fantastically well to keep us in the Champions League competition for at least one more round. Blaze gets the man of the match award, 3 assists and a 9.0 match rating. Fantastic stuff from him. Blaze is out for 2 weeks. It's not great. I'd love to have him available for the Chelsea game, but it doesn't kill us. Carlos Andre out 1 to 2 days. We get £8.18 million. Blaze leads the way. Esteban Delight. Simone spotted there, the French boss. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different stuff going on at the minute. We've got a Champions League quarter-final tie. Let's, through the magic of editing, jump forward now to see who we're going to play in tomorrow's fixture. Okay, you know what? We're actually not going to do that because I'm knackered. We've played a lot of football in today's episode, and we've got Chelsea and Newcastle to come before that semi-final draw. So, magic of editing, kind of. We will come back tomorrow. We will go and have a look at the semi-final draw and quarter-final draw for the Champions League, and then we're going to play our quarter-final tie, which is nicely sandwiched between a very manageable Premier League game against 20th position Norwich. So it's a really good spot for us to try and rest players and try and rotate and get the strongest possible lineup out there for whoever we're going to play. But you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see how we go in that one. Huge episode. Disappointing that we didn't get the Carabao Cup result, but a fantastic comeback in the second leg of our tie against Juventus. If we play like that more effectively and we kind of really put our foot down late on against teams, the way we did there, slamming home those goals in extra time and in the last couple of minutes of the match, I think we could go pretty far in the Champions League. So I think we're going to continue making that the focus for the rest of this week's episodes, because I would love to get to Friday and we've got like a final Champions League group final. We've got an FA Cup final. We've got a last game of the Premier League group to try and secure a title there. There's a bunch of different stuff that we've still got coming up that I think is going to make the finish to this season and to this series absolutely fantastic. Make sure you're there to go and check it out. If you want to support the channel, help us continue to grow as we get towards FM21 content, you can drop a like on this video. It gets us higher in YouTube search results when people look for Football Manager content. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they continue to release right up until the build-off of FM21 and then straight into our beta save right after that. But as always, more than anything, I just appreciate you guys watching. That's the part that means most to me. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.